Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of the Anime Review Show here on the Otaku Crypt. It is officially spring, even though winter may be holding on with a bit of a grudge like it is here in southern Ontario. But for this episode of the Anime Review Show, I wanted to feature the best of the animes that got us through the winter. So this is a top 5 of the best animes of winter 2014. Number 5 mostly gets the spot for style as opposed to substance. Number 5 is The Pilot's Love Song. The Pilot's Love Song kind of rehashes age-old themes of star-crossed lovers, journeys into the unknown, and coming of age. Now, this is overdone to death in anime, however, this show has some really cool aerial dogfight sequences. It's practically the whole reason it's getting the top 5 spot. It's basically kind of what we saw with, airplane shows like Last Exile, but kicked up to the next notch with new age animation. For that reason, The Pilot's Love Song gets number 5. Now our number 4 pick gets its spot for being the return of the hyper-action show. Number 4 is Nobunaga the Fool. Now when I say a hyper-action show, I mean everything on the show is kicked up to 11. From the design of the really cool mechs and the way they move, right down to the over details in the characters' clothing and the environment. Everything in Nobunaga the Fool has meticulous amounts of detail, and it's a really just fun show to watch. Now, the reason it's not higher on this list is because I found it was just borrowing from too much. Right away, everybody screamed Escaflowne on watching this show because of the things with enigmatic visions, the two worlds that are kind of connected by dreams, the constant use of the tarot cards as symbolism. It's all stuff that we've seen time and again. But the show has a great, strong main character and supporting cast. Even the villains are extremely elegant and almost like overproduced in a sense. But it's just really cool and fun to watch, and that's why Nobunaga the Fool is number 4. The number 3 spot goes to something that I wasn't expecting to like as much as I did. Number 3 is Supersonico the animation. I came into Supersonico only really having seen pictures of figurines from various fans, and I even had to look up the origins to kind of understand anything. And the show starts off on a very cutesy note, and very much about eye candy and cutesy stuff, but as it gets into deeper episodes, the focus on the music really becomes the center of it, which is great because Supersonico is a music festival mascot. And later episodes are parodies and homages to other styles of filmmaking, really. There's a kind of a horror movie scene, a really silly zombie episode that was fun to watch. But the one episode that clinched its spot on this list was the Star Rain episode, in which Supersonico goes on like a trip of discovery in the hopes of being inspired by something. And it was a really artistic episode that I wasn't expecting, with very little dialogue and mostly visuals, but expression and scenery conveys the whole point, and it was really beautiful. And the only reason this show isn't higher is really just kind of a missing X factor, maybe having to do with the show was created for very commercial purpose. But it has made me a Supersonico fan, and that is why Supersonico the animation gets the number 3 spot on this list. Number 2 was the dark horse of the season, something that I just watched on a whim and fell in love with. Number 2 is Witchcraft Works. Witchcraft Works just won me over instantly with its stylization. The fact that the show takes the very Western view of magic, even, all of the witches wearing the pointy hats and capes. And as the show goes on, I just felt that the two main characters develop a very natural relationship. And although it's clear it's kind of more intense on certain sides of it, I found that Takamiya and Kagari are like just an amazing pairing. The best part being that Takamiya is the damsel in distress. It just completely swaps the gender roles and makes, Kagari the badass who is always saving him. As the show goes on, it has all this ambiguity where you don't know people's motivations, and there's not even really a clear villain until the last 3 episodes, and even then, she seems like kind of a self-contained thing. And most of all, the action sequences are so cool because it is all magic, where you have hurling fire or giant, cutesy yet gruesome 30-foot tall bunny familiars that are duking out in the middle of the streets. And it even offers up an explanation as to why, with so much collateral damage, nobody really gets hurt or remembers anything. And basically the only reason that this show is not the number 1 is because the number 1 was just that amazing. Number 2 is Witchcraft Works. Now, number 1 I cannot gush enough about. It's been a while since I have been an utter fanboy of anything, and it came in this season. Although the show started last season, 80% of it really took place this season. Number one is Trigger's instant masterpiece, Kill La Kill. Now when we heard that the creators of Gurren Lagann had made a new show, we knew we were going to be on board for it. We just didn't expect it to be this much. Kill La Kill's super fast pacing, completely original story, amazing, diverse characters, and just mind-blowing look completely won us over, and it is our favorite this season. And it's been a while since each new episode has elicited this reaction every single time. Sadly, the day this episode airs will be the series finale of Kill La Kill, and we are expecting amazing things. I cannot say enough about how great this show. I mean, the plot built on itself in the ways that we weren't expecting, and like things that you might have guessed but never wanted to came true. Everything is ridiculous, and if certain shows get kicked up to 11, Kill La Kill was up to 15. I'm saying right now, be ready that this show is going to be the one that spawns all of the cosplay, as it should. In fact, I'm going to be doing some with some friends. And right there is pretty much your answer, that if you watch any show and immediately say, I want to cosplay from that, you know it's probably your favorite show of the year. So Kill La Kill is the #1 show of winter 2014. Let us know what you thought of this countdown episode. Did you like it? Would you like to see more of them? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and check out the rest of the videos we have here on the Otaku Crypt, including Cost Profiles, where we feature some great Canadian cosplayers, and we're always looking for suggestions of who to feature there. And that's it for this week. I'm Joshy T, and I will see you next time.